Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Diz, a show that gives you everything you need to know to help make your Disney vacation as magical as can be in just about 20 minutes. I'm your host, Jeff Coviello. With me each week is Disney Master Sandy from Izzy Diz by Instant Impressions Travel Services. Sandy, how are you this week?
I'm feeling a little bit like Christmas.
Well, that's good. We're actually going to talk about something outside of the world of Disney for this week. We're going to talk about the Christmas season and the holiday season, but we're going to kind of couch it talking about Gaylord, Palms, and Universal.
You know, the holiday season is just magical. It's more magical than Disney itself. It's something everybody looks forward to. It's a carefree time. And I thought, why not expand outside of Disney? A, some of the stuff is kind of really unique, but B, I like to give that little bit of dose of reality. If you're listening to the show, you know I have had more cups of the Disney Kool-Aid than anybody. But it's interesting to hear how, we've done shows on Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and Jollywood Nights over at Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, and definitely critique the price point there. But we're going to give you some other price points to think about, and maybe, holiday presents for everybody. Give the gift of memories.
Well, and we've done a couple of shows about Gaylord Palms, and we've done a couple of shows about Universal. So tonight we're going to focus on those, but let's start with Gaylord Palms. Where is it? What does it offer? What is actually happening during the holiday season over there?
So Gaylord Palms, big convention hotel. Depending how you get to Walt Disney World, you may have even driven past it. It's about 2 miles off of the entrance if you come in by Wide World of Sports, right over by Hollywood Studios, Art of Animation, Pop Century. So if you're on Disney property and you don't have a car, put it in real terms here, it's about a $10 to $12 Uber or Lyft ride. It's not far at all, and you can get there in 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay. So we also have always talked about like the seasons, right? Disney has a very specific seasons. It could be anything, essentially, from their perspective. So what is the season we're talking about when we're talking about Gaylord?
Gaylord starts their holiday celebration November 14th. And while they do something special for New Year's, they run this stuff all the way through January 7th. So if you're looking for a dose of the holidays when you're not ready for them to be over, maybe you're looking to travel in a less expensive time. The whole world goes back to work and school January 2nd. That January 3rd, 4th, 5th area, you're definitely getting a better price point.
Okay, so November 14th through January 7th, that's our timing. What are the things that we can expect to experience and see? And maybe a price point on some of it.
One of their biggest that is just so awesome and changing every year is ice. That is its name, and it is what it sounds like. Each year they have a different theme to it. This year's theme is Rudolph and Friends, and they take 2 million pounds of ice and carve it into their big entryway. Rudolph, Bumble the Abominable Snowman, Santa, Mrs. Claus. They carve it into a slide that kids can go down. They convert ballrooms to make this ice. And when you check in, regardless of whether you're a little kid or an adult, they have really nice, warm, heavy hooded parkers that go over your regular outdoor clothes. I do suggest if you're planning a day at ice, have at least one pair of pants packed, unless, of course, you're a high school boy, because we know they never put on anything but shorts.
No, always shorts.
Always shorts.
So, but that's an interesting juxtaposition, right? You're going to Florida and you need a parka.
But it is incredible. I mean, have you ever had the opportunity to slide down a slide of ice?
That's cool.
Or they have tubing. It is really amazing. Price point is $34 to $42. It is date-based pricing like we're seeing in so many different things. And then, interestingly, There's a little bit of leeway here, but you reserve an arrival time that is a 15-minute window.
Okay.
And the earlier arrival times are actually more expensive than afternoon and evening times.
Interesting. And it gives you a window of time that you can spend there, or that's just when you're supposed to arrive. How does that
That's
work?
when you're supposed to arrive. I think the reality is, most people spend about the same amount of time. Let's be honest, like you said, we're all going to Florida for sun and fun.
Right.
It is incredible, but there's a limit to how long people want to be cold.
Okay. So you got it's 2 million pounds of ice, which is insane. And then it's
Yeah,
it's the characters
things
that
that
we
you
that we
can't
know.
picture.
Yeah.
How big is 2 million pounds of ice? And the answer is if you've ever been to a convention, it's the size of multiple convention ballrooms.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
huge.
And the air conditioning cost must be out of control. It's got to be so high.
Happy it's not my bill, let me tell you.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Electric is high, but not that high. All right. So what else do they have over there?
Well, to add to their electric bill,
Yeah.
throughout the resort, 3 million lights sparkle,
Wow.
both outside the resort, inside. They've got incredible atriums and areas and outdoors by the pool, not just your typical, let's throw some lights on the roof.
Sure.
So obviously, take in all the lights, enjoy, free thing to do.
Okay.
Ice is not.
No.
They have gingerbread making, $33 for a kit. One per family is all you need, unless your kids think you need more. Just that real, simplistic, traditional holiday fun.
Sure.
Get involved, make that.
Love it.
Or you could spend your afternoon meeting Mrs. Claus. She'll read a story, do a sing along, enjoy fresh baked cookies, $19 a person.
Okay. So a couple different things. Good.
I'm going to hit you up here. Pricing, pricing, pricing.
Sure.
Those are the words of the night. Santa photos, $40 to $99, depending on your package. And again, I think sometimes we all kind of go a little crazy with our vacation spending and with our holiday traditions. So, there are families that this is their Santa picture every year, and that's where they continue to go.
Okay.
Um,
Makes some sense.
they also do a show, Pump, Snow, and Circumstance. And Cirque is kind of like that Cirque du Soleil.
Got
The
it.
story of three friends who learn music, magic, and circus arts at school and want to share with the world. Now, you can see the show for free. However, they recommend guaranteed seating, and that, again, date-based $17 to $22 a person. The other free item is to walk their Christmas tree trail. And again, the inside of this resort is just phenomenal. And one more option for you is their naughty or nice escape room. So those of you with tweens and teens, escape rooms are all the rage. $120 for up to 4 people. And then they charge extra per person. You can have up to 10 in your group for a total of $240.
I mean, it's just so different, though, right? They've got like a whole gamut of things that you could have. So depending upon your traveling party, which we always say, there's sounds like there's something for every group.
There is something for everyone. There is discounts if you tie multiple things together. So I definitely recommend come up with a plan. Are you going to make the gingerbread house? Then buy it at the same time as you buy your ice tickets or the tubing tickets or the escape room. The more things you buy at once, the bigger the discount you're going to get.
Okay. I think you got one more thing here at Gaylord that you wanted to mention.
So they have another story stage show. So again, they're really bringing in all that entertainment. 6 international storytellers bring the Christmas story to life for you, leaving you with feelings of faith, hope, and love. Now, again, kind of interesting. We're all price conscious. We're all thinking about what we're spending. Here's your little short stage show, like you might find in Jollywood Nights or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, included in that big admission cost. Here, that one single show is a $14 a person ticket.
So just for comparative purposes.
Yeah, again, I think it's hard when we talk about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and Jollywood Nights, and even I know we're on Christmas, but if we talk about the Halloween party, we know that the parties start at 7, they go till midnight, so you get that 5 hours included, but you also get that 3 hour early entry. So you could get 8 hours out of your ticket.
Right.
But I always say to people, if you've got a 3-year-old who isn't going to stay up and isn't going to do those things, and at 8:30 you're going home already, not a good value.
No.
Here, the nice thing is, instead of one big ticket, you can certainly pick and choose. But, if you do ice and the gingerbread and the tubing and the storytelling and Santa and the 2 different shows and the escape room, you are over the price of those other single tickets. So it is nice to be able to pick and choose.
Sure.
But it creates a different experience. Some just want an hour, some want a whole day. So you can make it what you want to make it.
All right, so now we're going to venture over to, pardon the Mufasa pun, where the light doesn't touch, over to Universal, right? Awesome stuff, but not our Disney landscape that we are used to. But they still have a lot of stuff that they do for the holidays too. Let's break it down.
So I can't actually break it all down because no matter how many times we ask, we keep being told. We know Epic Universe is barely 6 months old now, and they have holiday stuff still to come, is all the emails.
TBD. TBD. We'll see what it is, right?
But we don't know what's going into Epic. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. But one of the things that we had missed for a couple of years that is back is the Grinch breakfast. I mean, talk about cool character breakfast.
Sure.
Grinch, Sam I Am, and some of the Who's out of Whoville.
Yeah.
And of course, some green eggs and ham.
Yeah. All decked out in their, I'm sure, their Christmas apparel is my guess.
All decked out in their Christmas apparel. $32.99 a child, $58.99 an adult. Pretty standard character breakfast prices, but again, that really unique setting. And Universal is having their holiday things from November 21st, through January 4th. So again, those of you who maybe want to gift the holiday magic and celebrate it December 30th to January 3rd, 4th, 5th, you can kind of get in on those lighter crowds and bigger savings for those last days of the trip. And you've got something perfect to unwrap under your menorah or Christmas tree.
Love it. Okay. So what else do they have? Because like you and I are always so dialed into what Disney's got going on. You mentioned the Very Merry Christmas Party, Jollywood Nights. So if we were to go over to Universal, aside from the breakfast that you just mentioned, and obviously still waiting on the info for Epic, what do we know? Are there consistent things that they offer during the holidays?
So as a Jersey girl, one of the things that I do think they have that's pretty cool, if you haven't taken a minute to think about it, the technical name of the parent company is NBC Universal.
Correct.
NBC is also host of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Right.
Which makes its way from the streets of Manhattan to the streets of Universal Orlando.
Oh, cool.
And so you will see like those Macy's stars and many of those floats that we love are there from November 21st through January 4th, every night at 5:30.
At no additional cost.
No additional cost included with your admission.
Cool.
We'll see the Minions all decked out for Christmas. Each night also included in your cost. They don't do a lot of fireworks over at Universal, but the very cool thing they do, Hogwarts Castle has a Christmas light show that goes off. So it's not just, hey, look, the castle's lit up. There is a show element to it, and very cool to catch it.
Yeah. Potter fans must eat that up.
Oh, it is a sight to see.
Cool.
And then one of the really cool things that I love is they actually convert an entire land of Universal. Seuss Land becomes Grinchmas, holiday spectacular.
Say that 3 times fast.
And so you will find the Grinch throughout the day. So if you didn't get to do the breakfast, you may meet him here. It is not a guaranteed meet in the land. We see a lot of the different Whoville characters, and they've changed everything over so it looks like pages out of the story.
That's cool.
Pretty incredible. They do have some extra holiday shows. You'll see them singing some holiday tunes over by Hogwarts. And so with that, they also have a holiday tour, $79.99 a person, ages 3 and up. There is no child pricing. And for that holiday tour, they're going to get you that great spot to see the Hogwarts castle. They're going to show you those Christmas minions, take you through Seuss Land, and that's kind of your express access to all things holiday in Universal and Islands of Adventure, not including Epic Universe. So I think that's a really big distinction that people need to remember, is they are treating Epic Universe entirely on its own. You will not find it included here.
Now, just to make it clear to folks that maybe aren't clear, that's $79.99 that you mentioned, the holiday tour. That's in addition to the theme park ticket, correct?
That is in addition to the theme park ticket.
Okay. And is that something you can purchase without the ticket? Like we have like the parties that we have in Walt Disney World. It's not, right? That you must have.
It's not, because it's not a separate event. It is going on during park hours.
Okay. So that's an important distinction, right? Because we spend so much time talking about those parties, right? So is there anything you think we've missed that you want to hit on?
Again, the holiday spirit is great everywhere. I think we'll be doing some coverage coming up next month when I'll be at the Very Merry Christmas Party. If you've listened before, you know my love of toy soldiers and that party.
Yeah.
I'll also be at Jollywood Nights again this year, fresh off the Disney Destiny. But until then, you can go back and listen to episode 204 for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, or 255 for Jollywood Nights, and get a little bit of a feel for what is a party versus these things that are, to me, more single experiences, where the parties are more comprehensive and it's all there. There's no wrong way to celebrate the holidays, and any extra bit of holiday magic is always perfect in my mind.
Well, and especially as the travel specialist, we have plenty of people that do split stays, that have vacations that are not just one thing or the other. So I thank you for taking the time tonight to break down all these options, because they're very cool. And I wish you a happy holiday season in advance.
You too.
And that's a wrap this week on Let's Talk Diz. If anyone you know could benefit from this or any show, please share, have them like, and subscribe. And don't forget to reach out to the folks at Easy Diz by Instant Impressions Travel Services for any Disney destination planning. Make it a great week. And as always, keep making memories.